Installing GIB plasterboard is a remarkably simple process and involves using GIB Fix 1 glue and GIB screws. GIB Fix 1 has nearly zero volatile emissions, making it remarkably user-friendly. It's applied at 300mm centres to secure the centre of the sheet, while the screws are used to secure the edges. It often pays to give your sheets a dry run first. That way you can make sure they fit perfectly before you glue and screw it into place, especially if you're working around doors or windows. The dabs of glue should be about 35mm in diameter, and here's a great tip to getting them all consistent and accurate. By using the lid of a sipper type drink bottle and slipping it on the end of the nozzle of the glue cartridge, then applying the glue until the cap is full, the adhesive will be the perfect size for applying your GIB plasterboard sheets. Put the lower sheet in place against the studs, then lever it up and place a couple of offcuts of plasterboard on the floor at the base of the wall. This will keep the sheets about 10mm off the floor. Use the screws to fix them in place. The screws need to be driven so they finish just below the surface, but without breaking the surface of the paper. If the screw is driven too deeply and damages the paper or the core of the board, simply drive a second screw in about 50mm from the first and then remove the first one. Easy.
The top sheet may be a little more difficult to put up purely because it needs to be lifted into place, but it's still a fairly simple job to do between two.
In many cases, sheets are fixed vertically, but in this case we're fixing them horizontally, which is the recommended method.
Make sure the two edges here are the tapered edges for the jib stopping in the next part of the project.
GIB plasterboard is available with either a square edge or a tapered edge. When joining sheets, two tapered edges need to be placed side by side, creating a hollow into which the stopping compound will be applied later. It's recommended that GIB plasterboard sheets are fixed horizontally. This creates fewer joins, uses fewer fixings and creates less waste. Also, never put a join within 200mm of the corner of a window or door, as these may crack and affect the finish.